think of the entire world that you want to live in as a garden. You don't necessarily have to be a gardener. Just envision a garden and roll with me on this analogy. Your garden can be Eden, if you so desire. It can be paradise. Long, lapis rivers flowing through the landscape. It can have diverse wildlife of all sorts. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. It can have all the great trees and plants in the world. Vision your Garden of Eden. And what you would do to grow it, tend to it, nurture its growth, and eventually form it into the world that you're longing for. Your garden can be your dystopia. This wasteland is an industrial farmhouse. Along the ceiling, gold rusted pipes ready to spray their insecticide on anything that may harm the unnatural balance the foremen so desperately try to keep. Cramped cages keep the profitable slaves of dairy cows and hens in check. Only cash crops grow in this garden, if it can be called that. Tobacco is cultivated, harvested, cured, and sold off to the public as cigarettes. The average cost of $5.51 a pack. How does this prosperous hellscape swung? And what would you do to prevent its growth? The former of these two possibilities is a world full of art and culture, a brewing pot for life, the global stock exchange for the marketplace of free ideas. The latter is a world without art, a 9-to-5 rat race for a speck of greasy, artificial cheese. To clear the air, I'm rolling arts in this speech down to visual arts, performing arts, music, and literature within the public realm. There are several reasons why we should uplift arts in our society, as well as several easy ways for us to do so. Such reasons are to breathe new life into disparaged areas of our communities and provide youth with more outlets to express themselves artistically. These can be achieved by providing more opportunities in our communities for youth to artistically express themselves, exposing communal arts to different localities, and the implementation of more programs that will reinforce arts in our communities. For the garden of our future, we must tend to the more neglected patches of life. Planting pots ridden with weeds and sterile soil can bloom and blossom with the proper care. The future of humanity is dependent upon us uplifting the less fortunate and providing them with the same sense of community as other groups. The ghettos and poorer inner cities have been shown to grow leaps and bounds in certain areas when the arts appear. According to the School of Policy and Practice of the University of Pennsylvania, low and moderate income residents in New York City neighborhoods with many cultural resources are healthier, better educated, and safer overall than those in similar communities with fewer cultural resources. Such effects seen in these communities were a 5% decrease in obesity, an 18% increase in scores of English and math exams, an 18% decrease in serious crime rates, and a 14% decrease in child abuse and neglect rates. When we get to the point in our garden where all of the soil is fertile, the next step is to set up the proper support for the new seeds to grow their vines on. The youth of our society, namely in Gilroy itself, do not have many opportunities to creatively and artistically express themselves, even though there are many reasons why we should provide them with said opportunities. A 10-year study from Stanford found that young people involved in non-school, arts-based community programs were more likely to achieve academic success. In addition to benefits for young people's academics, these opportunities will also allow them to explore their own artistic skill sets. Our future soldiers and athletes have sports and physical training participated during high school. Your next congressman or woman may be your class president. While there are many programs in schools for arts, many are also just classes that don't extend beyond the classroom. An outlet for a young writer to publish his or her work can expose him or her to the literary community. Such opportunities would surely tempt more people to explore their artistic side. Now, onto the actual techniques for tending to our sapling sprouting garden. PPS.org states that one of the ways arts can help improve a community is through an increase in civic participation through celebrations. A perfect example of this is our local Gilroy Garlic Festival. The Gilroy Garlic Festival has been bringing our community together for almost 40 years now. This celebration at the center of our community allows people to come together and enjoy fine cuisine, which some may consider an art form of its own, and lavish in our society. A good friend of mine has even started his own band, and the Garlic Festival helped him get out in front of an audience and perform. Such opportunities as these are as essential as sunlight to the future of our garden. When it comes to more avenues for people to put their art out in society, many different paths can be developed. This TEDx event is a perfect example of a grassroots attempt to bring more variety to the academic life in Gilroy. Tutoring programs to help young writers grow their skills and indulge themselves while they are still young. However, the biggest thing we can do to bring more young people out artistically is accept them. As a society, we lack a deep appreciation of these young artists. How we view them is the make or break for the garden of our future. If we just see the seed as a way for us to grow food to eventually eat, the garden will be meaningless. We must appreciate the time it takes to grow the garden, the beauty of the blossoms in the spring, and the bounty of the harvest in the fall. Well, there you have it, the blueprints for the garden of our future, for how we can tend to the brittle and sterile portions of it, for how we can set up the proper support for its success later on in life, for what the garden of our future will inevitably improve in our society. I implore all of you to get out of the greenhouse, out into the sunlight, down on your knees in the dirt, put on some gloves, and start gardening. There's nothing more human that we can do than basking in the glory of all of our collective gardens. Thank you.